Hello and welcome to El Agrónomo podcast. This is my first episode in English, so I'm really excited to share with you guys. The story we're going to hear today is about Jessica and her company, Marine Microgreens, here in Orange County. We're going to talk about everything since the idea when it came to her head until what she's doing right now with her company. Also, I'm very excited, like I say, to be my first episode in English because it really represents a challenge to be able to interview people in another language and to have a conversation. And I'm excited too because this is the first. My idea is to keep bringing people to this show and sharing their story with you about their experience and how they are related to the agricultural world. Also, we are going to keep doing episodes in Spanish. So I'm sorry if these become one of those weird podcasts where you're going to find episode in two different languages. But my idea is to be able to get to more people out there in the world, bringing stories in these two different languages. Because, like you know, there's a lot of people in South America, Latin America related to agriculture, and their stories are fascinating. I want to bring it to this show. And the same here with the US being such a big country, and we can bring all the people they're doing something with agriculture and share with you. So again, thank you for listening to this show. And please, if you can share it with your friends, comment. I just create a TikTok account where I'm sharing all these shorts. Probably I'm going to be in other platforms. You also can find me as Felix the Agronomist in Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. And if you want to be part of this show and you want to tell me your story, just send me a DM. We can get all the arrangements and have a nice conversation here in my little studio. So no further ado, thank you so much again, and I hope you enjoyed Jessica's story. All right, welcome to the channel. I'm here with Jessica, and we're going to talk about her farm here in Orange County.
Thank you for having me. Marine Microgreens is blessed to be a part of this.
Oh, thank you so much.
Let's do it.
The story is the important part, like how this idea come up to your head first. That's my first question to you right away.
So flashback to 2022, I was a chemistry student at Pepperdine University. Loved my time there. I was actually a pre-med student, so I thought I was going to medical school. I had studied for the MCAT. I was ready to go. That was pretty much the only job I ever saw myself having. And my major was hard, so I really turned to healthy whole foods eating as a way to supplement and make sure that I was operating at the highest possible standard I could. Because doing well in school and still being able to have a social life and feel my best was really important to me. So I ended up realizing through all of my shadowing at different hospitals that while I still think I would have loved to be a doctor, I was gonna have no work-life balance. All of the effort that I had put into on this wellness journey to make sure I was feeling my best was kind of just gonna go down the drain. So my finals week of my junior year of college, I had a mental breakdown and decided I'm not going to medical school anymore. I don't want to do that. And that next summer I did a little soul searching, and I had already been into microgreens. I like to eat them, but I had never really thought of it as a company or a business until I was at a farmer's market and I saw someone selling microgreens. And I was like, wait, ding, ding, ding.
Do it, yeah.
They're only doing it at a farmer's market, but I'm thinking big, large scale. I really can see this being a thing that Gen Z can really hop on. It's going to be not only just a trend, but the new part of your wellness routine. People just don't know about them. So I realized there was no online community built around them. People just don't know what they are or their benefits. And that's really when I saw a gap in the market, not just to farm microgreens, but to build this whole wellness lifestyle company around microgreens and healthy living.
That's perfect. Where did Marine Microgreens come from? Because at the beginning when we met, I thought your name was Marine or something, because it's like a name. I don't know if it's a name, but...
So everyone always asks that, and this was just my college brain thinking. So Pepperdine is in Malibu. It's on the coast. So it's almost like a little tribute to where I went to college, in that It's near the water, it's near the ocean. But my thinking is, oh my gosh, I'm going to graduate in a year. I have no clue where I want to live. Like, I need to figure out how I can grow this company, but still, California is really expensive. I just had no clue what post-grad held for me. So I was like, well, if I name this farm Marine Microgreens, I can live anywhere in the U.S. along the coast, which most of those places are desirable places to live.
Yeah, that's true.
Or I can move anywhere in the country and grow hydroponically, and it's almost like a little ode to how we grow microgreens.
Oh, nice.
So it kind of just became this thing where it just allows me to do whatever I want to do with this company because I don't know where it's headed. And somehow I'm still next to the ocean.
Oh, nice. That's perfect. So for me, part of the things I'm doing too right now is kind of like figured out how to build a company in California. So if you can tell me, for somebody who's going to watch this video, okay, I want to do something similar. What the step to become like a vertical farming? The legal process here is huge too. You probably need a license. Tell me all that about so we can educate some people about if they want to do it later.
So it's funny because when I originally started this company, it was actually out of my college apartment. So I had 2 closets in my bedroom, and I actually took the sliding glass doors off of one of them and stuck one of these my first ever grow shelf was actually in my closet in my college apartment where I learned to grow. And all my friends thought I was crazy. I probably was. Like, what college student is doing that? But I was like, I need to learn how to grow these things. And so I spent my senior year learning how to grow them, kind of perfecting the process, which I will say that's ever changing. Yeah. So I don't know if I needed
every
a whole
year you're going to learn something new for sure. Yeah. It's a new technique, a new soil that you can use. So that's never going to stop.
They're also different too. So each new variety, there's always something new to learn. But so I started growing them in my college apartment, and I'd say some of the best businesses that I've encountered, especially maybe for younger founders, have all started at home, which is a really cool process. Like I just basically have, like, my senior year of college, like, lived and ate microgreens. Like, I was engulfed in the business, and I wasn't really selling at that time. A little bit. I do deliveries to people on my college campus.
Probably all your friends try microgreens for free all the time.
Yeah, it was a lot of me trying recipes, just kind of seeing trying to figure out where this business was going. Because I wanted to make sure that the foundation was solid before I really started. Yeah. I also didn't have much time in college to actually...
Especially last year, you're doing all the things you have to do to graduate.
Exactly. I was involved in a lot. I was in student government. So I just really, I was honestly overextended. So I don't know why I thought starting a business on top of everything was a good idea. But I actually learned a lot through student government. I was the student body president, and I managed an awesome team of people. And that showed me a lot how to actually start a business, which I never would have guessed. And so I'd say that was actually my introduction into maybe a little more of the administrative side of things, bookkeeping, like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, like permits or whatever.
Like contracts with vendors, just all that kind of stuff that you don't really think about, but then does affect a business behind the scenes.
It's like very important. It's like you need all that stuff to like be able to run a company.
Yeah, so that was my first introduction into maybe like running a team and building something. And then that translates to post-grad and actually growing this company. So I moved down here for the job you're supposed to get after college, make my mom happy.
But you still finished college and graduate, but you're not a doctor. I'm going back a little bit because to understand correctly, it's like the basis level, and then you need to keep studying to become a doctor.
Exactly.
Right?
So I got a degree in chemistry and I minored in sociology. Okay. So I have both like the chemical background as well, like the chemical sciences background as well as the social sciences.
Perfect.
And then, so I moved down here for the job you're supposed to get post-grad. because that's what everyone does when you graduate college. And I knew this was what I wanted to do. Like, I already had the LLC formed.
Oh, nice.
Like, the business was created. I just needed to start growing it. And so I actually went to a farmer's market and met the owner because I had my cute little 8-week-old puppy with me and I was carrying him. And of course, everyone wants to come say hi when you have a cute puppy. So we got to chatting and she introduced herself as the manager and I said, oh, I don't see any microgreens here. She's like, and I was like, I'm a grower. And then within a few weeks, I was in 3 of her farmers markets.
Perfect. That's really good.
Yeah. So to say all of that, I think a lot of when you start growing a company, a lot of it is timing. There's so many things that are out of your control. So you have to be prepared with the idea, the resources to then jump on your idea when the timing is correct and when things line up. Because there's nothing worse than having this great idea and trying to push it when, like, I don't know, when the universe almost isn't ready for it,
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. Yeah, I understand 100%.
So over the last year, I have had to do a lot of learning myself because the processes to start a business are not very clear. Like, yes, you need the business license and all the normal things.
All the taxes. That was something I was doing yesterday, kind of checking the taxes you have to pay, and it's like 3 different type of taxes, and it's like crazy.
And you have to register with everyone. But on top of that, there's not much out there that I could find that was very clear about farming specifically. Because while this idea I've had for this business is that it's more of like a larger health and wellness brand, it ultimately started as a farm and it will grow and expand with the farm, no matter how we grow. So I'm on the internet searching, well, okay, I'm starting a farm. What are the zoning laws? Or I'm starting a farm. Who do I need to, like, what permits do I need? And luckily the market manager was really helpful in saying, okay, you need to become a certified producer.
Oh, perfect.
And like with Orange County and with the state. So she was a good first step. And I'd always say to people, like, having those mentors in your corner, you know, once she gave me some advice, I was actually able to reach out to some of the other farmers I had met and start asking questions. Because I have no clue what I'm doing.
I know, especially is Orange County. One of the things for me right now is that I don't see as much farming and like back in the day. So your farm is probably unique here too. So they must have some things special for farming in Orange County.
Yeah. So, and that's one of the things that's so cool about our company is since it's an indoor vertical farm, we could grow anywhere. But why
you don't
not,
need the land. That's a
why
good
not
part.
grow locally, like in Orange County, especially when it's lacking so many other, like, you know, fresh produce that's very local. So we are certified with the Orange County Department of Ag. So we work closely with them. And essentially what they do is they come look at the farm. They basically certify that we're growing all of the stuff we say we're growing. So
and
then
certain standards for them too, right?
Yeah. So then we can go to the farmers markets and say to people, we grow all of this awesome food right in Orange County.
Perfect.
So yeah. So we work with them. Obviously we work with the state. So that those kind of go hand in hand. And yeah, so we're super blessed to be like a certified producer in Orange County because there's not that many. You know, there's us, there's some local mushroom companies, and there are some local farms like the Ecology Center, Bluebird Canyon
That's
Farms.
going to be my next visit. Hope soon.
I can actually connect you.
Perfect.
I know the new executive chef down there, and he's hopefully introducing me to the owner.
Nice.
So
there you go.
Yeah, but it's crazy once you start to get into the community. Like, it's pretty small.
I know. That's what also I'm finding out. It's like, because I'm doing a volunteer program with the UC in Irvine, and then people from there know the people over there. So it's still like, because Orange County is big, the ag world is still pretty small. So that's pretty interesting.
Even like the Southern California, like greater Southern California agricultural community, it's big, but it's also such a small world.
I know, it's crazy. Let me double check that I'm recording correctly.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, it's perfect.
Cool.
All right. All right, so walk me through the process,
Okay.
because yeah, we recorded process. So yeah, walk me through the process from zero to harvest.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that, and then I'll also talk about kind of some of the weekly tasks we have to do
That's
keep
perfect.
a farm like this up and running, especially because so many people are unfamiliar with vertical farming.
It's kind of a new thing.
Yeah, it's the way of the future.
Yeah, for
you
sure.
know?
Yeah.
Especially like Orange County, it's getting developed. That's great. You know, there's some awesome communities coming in and shops and stuff. But for big places like New York City, things like that, vertical farming is such an easy way to bring local, fresh agricultural products to an area that are still nutrient dense. Like, you don't want your produce to be traveling from far away before you're eating it. It's losing nutrients, it's less fresh.
It's more expensive, more money. That's kind of the thing. Like, imagine I'm from Chile and they export everything. Everything, avocados, lemons, oranges. So yeah, you're buying oranges from Chile, and yeah, the cost of that is big.
And that was something that was really important to me when I founded this company, is like, I have this greater vision, and I already know that this produce, I'm not gonna become, and I don't want to become, a huge farm operation that's shipping all over the US, because those already exist. And the products aren't good. Every day I talk to chefs that say, "Oh my gosh, these microgreens, they're so gross." Like, we get them from our distributor and they just don't have any flavor. And then they try ours and they're like, "These are so fresh and full of flavor."
Oh, perfect.
And
yeah, that's really good.
I will say part of that is because they're so local.
Yeah.
So even as the company grows into this national brand, maybe the produce isn't necessarily doing that as well, but it's still supporting the local community. What was your question?
Well, the thing I want to say is you harvest also in the morning probably and deliver to this restaurant. So whoever's eating a salad for lunch is really, really fresh because you just got it.
Yeah.
No, we were talking about the whole process. Like when you the seed and then you put in your trays, then lights, then harvest. That you told me earlier, 14 days.
Yes, so it depends on the
daily process you do.
So we have a huge spreadsheet that essentially tracks when everything needs to be planted. So we do 4 farmers markets in Orange County, and we also supply grocery stores and chefs and restaurants and caterers. So between like custom orders and then our weekly farmers markets and grocery store deliveries, there's planting going on every day of the week. So, that's because every variety grows a little differently and might have a different grow time. So they typically range from about 10 to 14 days for most of our varieties. Some of them can go up to a month. So essentially what we do is we try to do it in the mornings, and then, on a good day, all the planting gets done first thing in the morning, which allows me the rest of the day to work on social media content or more computer work, that kind of thing, or dropping off samples to chefs allows us to grow the business. But when we plant, we essentially are seeding as many trays as possible at once. So I'll weigh out all the seeds first. So say I have to plant 25 trays a day. I'm weighing out all of the seeds, all the different varieties, and then we're putting soil in all of the trays. Our soil is actually the outside of a coconut.
Oh yeah,
so it's called
I noticed
coir.
It's coconut fiber, right?
Yeah, it's cocoa. It's called cocoa coir, and then we add an organic trace mineral fertilizer to it. So the whole process is organic, but it allows us to really put some nutrients back into our soil that isn't even in like the earth because it's just so depleted. So we're getting all those trace minerals in there as well, which is something that I'm love. Like, I would never, if I can supplement with food, I'd rather do that than take a pill or anything like that. Especially when there are options to eat and get those minerals.
Yeah, exactly.
So after, we actually use this table right here to plant everything.
That's the tray right there.
So we weigh out all the seeds, we put soil in all the trays, and then the most tedious process, I'd say, of planting is shaking the seeds on all the trays. So you have to make sure that the seeds aren't clumpy and things like that, and they're all spread evenly, which allows them to grow properly. Because if they're not even, that's when you can see problems with growth.
Yeah.
So, we do the tedious process, and then we spray them with water. We stack all the trays, and we put weight on them so that they can essentially germinate.
Like in the dark too. Right?
Yeah, so that they're germinating in the dark. And from there, we pretty much go through the process of unstacking the trays after a few days. So we pretty much have trays to unstack every single day since we're growing and planting new product every single day. So then we let it sit without going under the lights and without watering it for about 12 to 24 hours, just to allow the plants to essentially reach towards the light that they don't have, which makes them grow a little bit bigger. And then from there, we expose them to light until they're ready to harvest around 10 to 14 days.
Perfect. So one tray, do you know the dimension of every tray?
Yeah, so the standard microgreen tray is going to be a 10 by 20 tray.
Okay.
So that's what all of those trays are.
10 by 20.
And then we actually have fun little inserts that can go into the trays. So we can do like 2 10 by 10s in a 10 by 20 tray. Or we can do 8 5 by 5s. So you can kind of customize what you're growing in a tray, but the standard size is going to be like the 10 by 20s.
Okay, perfect. And if we want to talk about numbers, because 1 10 by 20, how much is the cost of producing versus the cost of selling? I don't know. There's not a secret there, but
yeah, it honestly depends on the variety. It depends who we're selling it to, and it depends on it depends on variety, who we're selling it to, and where you're located, because I'd say one of our biggest costs is actually electricity.
Yeah.
So like here in Southern California, electricity is so expensive. Whereas some places you're producing probably have less electricity costs. So I'd say it depends on the variety. Like our bright pink microgreens, the amaranth, the cost of the seed is rather high, and that's just like a trickier one to grow in general, and it has less yield. So compared to the peas.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. So it is kind of tough to put a number then in general.
Because so what we do is we average it per tray essentially.
Okay.
But the biggest thing you want to look for is the yield per tray. So it depends a little bit, because like at our farmers markets, we sell them cut to order. So we actually have all the trays out, they're still growing, and then people come and order like a custom mix.
Oh, yeah, I saw that, yeah.
So
I remember.
It doesn't matter as much at the farmers markets, but when we really get down to like the nitty gritty, yield per tray, cost per tray, is for our grocery stores. Because we want to grow, say we need 6 trays of broccoli to produce microgreens for a single order of broccoli going to our grocery stores for a given week. If we can grow the same amount of broccoli in 5 trays rather than 6, that's saving us money. Yeah. So one of the things we do here is we're constantly running almost like experiments to see what affects our yield, whether that's airflow, the amount of time the plants are in germination, how much water we give them, things like that. They can all affect yield. So if we can get that 6 tray yield down to 5 to the same yield in 5 trays, you're making more money. But that requires research and time and experimentation. And sometimes it changes like with the seed lot. So we can get a new batch of seeds in for the same exact type of seed, and it can behave completely differently compared to the seeds we've just had. So it's really like we were talking about earlier. They manage
their prices too differently? Like one week you buy an X amount of dollars and then they switch, or no?
I'd say it's fairly similar. Like you can expect the amaranth microgreen seeds to cost way more than, for instance, the peas. So it just depends. But yeah, there's a reason we don't grow the amaranth and sell it at grocery stores, because it just wouldn't be profitable at that price point that grocery stores want. Because there's just not enough. Like, it would take me about one full tray to put it in a little small container.
Exactly. Yeah, then the consumer will not probably pay for it.
Yeah, whereas our chefs understand the value of that, and they're willing to pay for it.
And they probably use less, because they're not going to use a full tray in one dish. It's going to be a little bit to decorate.
Exactly.
Okay, got it. Perfect. Oh, that's interesting.
What's something, I guess, you're surprised by coming into our farm and seeing everything for the first time?
I don't know. Good question. It's like it is shocking, because for me it's very interesting to see the level of production you have. It's very organized. Everything is like label, and like you got it all together and it's perfect. Like,
yeah. Well, and that's one of the things too. I think I've laid the foundation for growth. Is even though it's just me and one part-time employee. Even when it was just me, I started laying the foundations for standardization. So how can we do this and grow so that I'm not the primary producer?
Yeah.
Whether that means like we have a notebook or a binder that has all the processes in it, which is something I'm currently still working on. But getting those ready so then I can hire people to do those things while we're growing is kind of the goal. So that's why, I think you always hear like, oh, startups are so chaotic and, it's ever changing, which is true. Oh my gosh, day to day, things look so different. Like, even being here doing this today, wasn't doing this last week at the same time. But I've really prioritized getting those processes down and standardized so that everything's the same, and it just takes one less decision out of my brain to make, which saves time.
That's true. Yeah, that's the beauty of this. Sorry to get complicated, because it is farming. So you get up in the morning, you work in the seeds, you do all the trays, and you harvest and you irrigate. And if you have an organized process, you're going to be successful. You're not going to have any problem, and you standardize everything. So I like that. It's perfect.
Yeah.
It's really good.
I will say, like, for so long, I was almost afraid to call myself a farmer.
Oh, that's very interesting you say that. Yeah, because you are a farmer. Even at the scale you are right now, you have to call yourself like that, because this is your full-time thing and it's working so well.
Yeah, so like, I'm a farmer.
Yeah.
And it's funny, I'll tell people that maybe I'm young, I'm 24. So maybe a majority of my time is spent with the business, and I wouldn't change that for the world. I have to make a lot of sacrifices to run and operate Marine Microgreens. But for instance, say I'm out like one weekend at the bars with some friends and, talking to some new friends, and they're like, oh, what do you do? I'm like, I used to say, oh, I have a startup, or, oh, I founded a company, and then I would explain what I do, but I would never call myself a farmer. But more recently, people ask what I do, and I'm like, oh, I'm a farmer.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, it's so awesome.
It's awesome.
I think I was almost afraid and didn't really know if I fit into the farming community. So I was a little afraid to call myself a farmer. And it's also weird because a lot of founders of companies, like, they're not calling themselves farmers. They're like, I'm a founder.
Got it, yeah.
And so I almost felt like I needed to fit this mold of, I'm a founder. But I'm a founder and a farmer, and I have this really cool intersection of both. Like, I'm not just sitting at a computer all day, which I would hate.
Me too.
I would absolutely hate that. But I get to, get my hands dirty and be connected to, like, earth and nature in a way, and the food that I eat.
Also, you get connected with the farmers at the farmers market. So you are in the community, and it's good that you call yourself farmer because you're doing it. So that's really good. It's perfect.
It's taken some time. But I get to do both sides of things, the farming and the growing and building of the community and the brand. So
So you've been since. Let me go back a little bit. You started university,
Yeah.
and then now you're full time. So it's been 2 years or more.
So I didn't fully start this. So the LLC has been formed for like 3 or 4 years now.
Okay.
But I think more like 3. But I didn't essentially start the company until June, start growing and selling for farmers markets until June of 2024.
Right.
So
A
yeah,
year.
so it's like a year and a few months. So that was when I first started the farmers market, and then I consider like our official hard launch was last October, so October 2024.
Nice, yeah, definitely officially a farmer. You see.
Yeah, so I guess I've been officially a farmer for about a year, and then I don't even know if I would consider us fully launched yet, because this is just the beginning. Like, we have some really cool products in development that aren't.
They're not here.
Yeah, they're not here. We work with people. They use our microgreens, and they'll be shelf stable.
Okay, got it. They use as a, how do you say,
Like
prime material? Is that a word?
So, I can't talk too much about it yet. I'm sure you'll get to see it on social media, hopefully before the end of this year.
All right, nice.
But essentially what we're doing is taking our produce and finding ways to make it shelf stable without it losing the nutrients.
Oh, perfect.
So we want somebody that's, for instance, my family lives across the country. They want to eat my microgreens all the time, but it's not necessarily feasible to get them the microgreens and ship them across the country just for my parents to eat them. So we're taking our microgreens and making them into a product that's I shouldn't even say a product, multiple products that are shelf stable and will allow us to distribute our like nutrient-rich food anywhere in the country. Perfect. So that's where it's headed, which is really exciting.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah. So
you're just not getting a tray now; you're adding more value into your product.
Yeah.
That's really good.
And I think that's where I had this struggle of like, am I a founder? Am I a farmer? Am I both? Because most companies, someone just like me could found a company that is growing and building the products that we're currently creating, but they would then source the microgreens or the produce from somebody else. Whereas we're the ones growing all the produce that's then also going into our products, which is like the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, that's perfect. Your dad again.
Yeah. So my dad growing up, rewind. I never saw myself becoming a farmer, especially as I started going to high school and college. But when I was a little kid, I wanted to be a farmer. That's what I told everyone. And it's crazy looking back at that now and seeing some of the progression throughout my life of things I was interested in growing up, because it all points to me doing exactly what I'm doing now. But I had no clue for a very long time that this is what I wanted to do.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So it was always in the back of your head somehow, probably, until you got to that pivot moment. You say, okay, this is it.
Yeah. So I did grow up riding horses, but like I took it a step further. We would have we would use our lawn in the backyard and put like our scooters and our bikes and make them like animals living in a field.
Oh, wow.
So we would like play farm.
Yeah.
And we had this huge garden in our backyard. Our neighborhood friends would come over. We would actually pick the extra produce because it had so much food. Like my family of 5 was not eating all of those tomatoes. And, we would take our little red wagon. I lived in a pretty small neighborhood. We would take our little red wagon, fill it up with vegetables from our garden, and we would walk around the neighborhood and sell them to my neighbors. And we called it the wagon. Wagon as in tail, because we would then donate the money we made to the SPCA to help the animals in their shelter.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's really good.
And it's crazy looking back on that now and then seeing like what I do here. I'm like, there is such a strong connection. So then a little later in my life, my dad built this hydroponic gardening system in our basement for the winters because he didn't want to pay for lettuce to feed my sisters bunnies, and guinea pigs. Shout out to my sister.
Yeah.
But they, like, I wasn't into that at all. Like, I couldn't tell you one thing about how he grew, what he grew, and I never was, like, showed interest in it. But it was always just a part of my life. So then fast forward to college, my sophomore year, I lived in a house with some really amazing girls. I had a full garden on our deck.
Oh, nice.
Like, one day I went out and bought not millions, but a ton
Close
of
to
pots.
million.
Yeah, tons of pots and soil, and I would grow lettuce and tomatoes and things like that. And like, we'd have friends over for a party, and people would be walking through my garden.
Oh, that's so sweet. That's perfect. Yeah.
And I then look back again on that, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it was there. And I, at that point, my sophomore year, still had no clue that I would be doing this.
Wow, yeah, that's interesting how those things in life happen to everybody, and then you click. Say, okay, this is it. That's perfect.
And I think it's cool to then see like my whole story and how I ended up here, because it really goes to show, and I think this goes back to like, what are some of your struggles as a founder, maybe things you've noticed.
Yeah.
Like, it's all about the timing. You can have this great idea, but it kind of just the process has to work itself out. And it almost has to have been a part of you from the start. Like, I don't see there's some brands that are successful, but you can tell like the person and the idea behind the brand is more for the money.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like some of the more successful brands that are, as of recently, especially Gen Z founded brands, and specifically food brands, I've noticed like in the food industry, like there's these pickles I'm loving and this new cottage cheese company that all have female Gen Z founders around my age.
Oh, wow.
You can tell the passion has been there for a very long time, not necessarily in the product they just created, but in everything that went leading up to that, from childhood to now.
Exactly, yeah, the process.
Yeah.
Nice. So another thing that is important, because you already made it, you're here, the story is fascinating, but every company get to one point that you need to like get resources.
Yes.
You told me already you finance the company.
Yeah.
What are you looking for now? What in which place are you with the company?
Yeah.
Financially, so resources wise.
So yeah, this company has been completely self-funded so far, which is crazy.
A lot of work.
Yeah, my dad gave me $1,000 when I was in college to start the company. Pretty sure I spent half of it like on something else completely. I don't even remember what, like something stupid, maybe clothes. But yeah, hopefully he doesn't watch this.
Maybe.
But yeah.
Sorry, Dad.
Sorry, Dad. He probably knows at this point. But yeah, so I'd say I've like funded everything, and a lot of it has just been in stages. Like I said, I started with one grow rack in my college apartment closet. And I added 2 racks when I started the farmers markets, and that quickly became 4. And so it's just kind of like, you can add as you need with vertical farming. And I think one of the things that has helped me to be so successful thus far is I didn't just start with a huge room full of everything, and that I'm having the company and the farm grow with us.
Yeah.
So we're at the point now where we're coming out with new shelf-stable food products and things like that, all using our produce. But the cost of developing these products, that's like a pretty big jump for us.
Yeah.
So I can't say I've had any investors yet, because I haven't started any fundraising or anything like that. But it is something I'm starting to think about. I'm very unfamiliar with the process of raising money and investment rounds and things like that. But if I showed you my to-do list for the next week, a lot of the research into what goes into that and figuring out like, when is the right time to open up a round for investors, things like that. Like that's where this company is headed. Me finding the right fit, someone that can provide guidance, like especially in the first round of fundraising, like you want them to be like active in terms of they're able to provide some sort of value and help you grow the business.
Do you ever think about crowdfunding or a Kickstarter?
So I haven't really gotten that far yet. I'm super lucky to have, I'm super lucky to have parents that are very supportive of this.
Perfect, yeah.
And so who knows, maybe it will start out with a round that's just like family and friends. I have had a few people actually approach me about investing in the company. And
great, yeah.
Yeah, up until this point, I've said like, that's not something I'm looking for,
Yeah.
But
now you can call back and say, hey, we grow to the point that, we need a little extra help.
Yeah, so we're figuring out what that looks like. Some companies will basically go into a round and then get more than they need.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. I want to make sure we know exactly where the money is going, how it's going to help our growth. Otherwise, I don't really see the point in doing it. So that's my next super exciting, I guess, venture, is figuring out.
Yeah, it's scaling and growing more.
Scaling,
perfect.
Growing, like, it's new to me. It's exciting. It's fun, but there's so many aspects to it that I'm unfamiliar with.
Well, it's going to be a good time for a good learning period, because as soon as you do your research and find out how to do it, then you're going to become an expert.
Yeah, and I will say, I love talking with people. Like, I'm so passionate about the company and I have such a clear vision for the future that, I don't know, in my head, I'm like, who wouldn't want to be a part of something so amazing?
A lot of people, for sure. The idea is great, and what you build here is perfect. So,
so we'll see where that goes, and who knows, maybe I'll decide to steer clear of investors for a little while and continue to just grow on our own. That's something I need to figure out, but we'll see.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Okay, so you are in 4 farmers market.
Yes.
Where are those 4 farmers market? You are in a supermarket too now, and where people can find you. There you go.
So we are in 4 farmers markets in Orange County. So we do 3 on the weekends. So our 2 on Saturdays are the Our 2 on Saturdays are the Orange Homegrown Farmers Market and the Aliso Viejo Certified Farmers Market.
Perfect.
And then on Sundays we do the Stonegate Irvine Farmers Market, which used to be the Great Park Farmers Market. So it's the same one. It's still this great farmers market. It just moved right down the road. And then we also do the Lake Forest Farmers Market on Wednesday evenings. So all of them are super awesome. And we love doing all of them. And so on top of like our farmers markets, when we sell direct to consumer, we also do free local delivery in Orange County. So we have a lot of customers that can't make it to the farmers market. They just shoot us a text or reach out to us on Instagram, and we actually package their microgreens and then just bring them right to their door.
Oh, that's great.
So
that's a good idea,
And one of the reasons we can do that is we're doing so many deliveries and we have so many delivery routes. And on top of that, like we're everywhere all at once, even when we don't want to be. Like, say if we need a break, we still have to do the farmers markets on the weekend. So chances are we're driving past where we need to do a delivery anyways. We do the deliveries. And then we also launched in 2 grocery stores about 2 months ago. So we're in the Irvine Ranch Market grocery stores. One is in Costa Mesa, and then the other's in San Juan Capistrano in Marbella. That has been the best experience ever, launching into these grocery stores. It was something so new to me, and I had no clue what to expect. It was quite terrifying. And I will say, I feel like I'm just coming out of the phase of learning. Like, we spent about a month and a half, I'd say, just trying to understand everything that goes into launching at a grocery store. So instead of trying to do multiple grocery stores all at once, we really stuck to this one chain, and to understand exactly how our products would perform and, just learn all of that stuff before we go and approach more grocery stores. But those grocery stores are awesome because you can get our product any day of the week, whenever. And so I will say sometimes we do sell out, which is really cool.
Wow, that's perfect.
I remember the first time that happened, I was like, what? Like,
you need more?
Where'd they go? Who is buying these things? Like, that's crazy. Yeah, but I've had some of the best experiences with grocery store customers because I'll go and demo and talk to them.
Oh yeah, that's such a good idea to connect with them. That way it's perfect.
And people love, it's funny, there's like two types of people. Well, maybe three. There's one person that sees the salesperson, me, salesperson.
Yeah.
I'm just a girl trying to,
well, you got the connection with the
product.
people, so that's a good thing.
But they just try to avoid the person demoing at all costs. And I'm like, here, try some microgreens. They're like, ew, no vegetables.
Oh, wow.
And they'll even say like, who would eat those? And then there's people who are like a little hesitant because they don't know what a microgreen is. And then there's the people that are like, oh my gosh, where have you been? This is what I've been waiting for. And it's really cool because a lot of the time the people that are like, oh, what's a microgreen? Once they taste the product and they try the produce and they learn more about why they're so amazing, they become that customer that's like, oh, I'm so glad you're here. They become fan of your brand and you come back for more. So that's perfect. Yeah, so the growth we've seen at our grocery stores has been amazing. Like, it's still a learning process. We're about to go into like the fall and winter seasons, which is when, people don't buy as much produce then. Yeah. Which understand.
Stationary, it's like seasonally maybe?
Yeah. But so I'm still learning about all of that. But at the same time, it's been so cool to see that growth. And I think honestly, especially with the grocery stores, it's kind of only up from here.
They are going to ask for more, maybe another grocery store. It's just the beginning.
So, and I'm very excited to start approaching more grocery stores. But yeah, so that's been a really cool new process for us. And then on top of that, we also work with chefs, restaurants, caterers, that type of thing. And it's been really cool because we've actually worked with like a regenerative meal service that has the best meals, and our mission really aligns with their mission. So it's cool because a lot of the times we'll have people approach us that are very mission driven, and it's great because we just line up well with them. So yes, we work with like
perfect
other
match.
Yes, we work with other restaurants, but I think a lot of our like super consistent business that has really flourished has been with those restaurants and companies and chefs that are super mission driven in terms of whether it's like the quality of food or where the food is sourced, like how local it is, or just the nutrition behind the food. So it's really cool. It's a unique opportunity when we partner with chefs because they're so passionate.
Yeah, they want to know the story and all the details you have just mentioned. So yes, perfect.
And they're so passionate about what they produce, and we're so passionate about what we produce. So then to be able to see what we produce on the plates they produce is just the most incredible thing.
No, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Probably people then ask like, where you get these materials, and that's good for you too.
Yeah, and then being in Orange County, we've had a unique opportunity to also start giving our microgreens to catering companies that actually work with private jet services. So that's like one of the funny things about being in Orange County is there's, the industry is there for that. So we've really, started to help
That's
with
great.
that as well.
Nice. All right. So thank you so much. This has been
a
wonderful experience. I think we learned more things today, and enjoy the trip in this. It's not trip. It's like the journey of being a farmer.
Yeah, and thank you for coming and seeing the whole process and sharing it with your audience. I'm super excited to, have everyone learn about this.
Perfect. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Felix.